All right, guys, really tricky day out there today. Lots of failed follow through, lots of great setups breaking down. A lot of people on the long side ended red today. I made $10. I went red and got barely back to green. I want to talk about IMRA today, and I'll show you exactly how I traded it at the open. At the open, I was focused on two names, SPRO and IMRA. They both had strong moves on big volume out of the gate, and I was watching for pivots and 5-minute flags. You can see on my screen right here before I press play, I was fishing for bids around VWAP and around these levels I had here in the low 130s to play something on SPRO, but off to a thumbnail on my other screen, I saw IMRA, and you can see me switch over to it. It's right pulling back to this pivot after a big strong volume push through VWAP, so I immediately slapped because I knew this was probably going to be the dip. So if we watch how this plays out here, it gives us a little 1-minute flag above VWAP. I took 5,000 shares. This is a cheaper stock. I wanted to get heavier, but wanted to see how it was going to firm up. A 1-minute flag straight out of the open, it's not going to have as much conviction for me as like a 5-minute flag would. So 5,000 shares, it's fine. If we skip forward here just a little bit for the sake of time. Okay, so we start to get our 1-minute flag breakout here, and on the flag break, okay, I get about 7 cents, and I know the market's slower right now, so I take a little bit off. Okay, as this continues to go, I take 500 off. As we start pushing up against these pivots, I take a little more off. I'm down to 3,000 shares now here. I ended up taking 500 more off because what I'm thinking here is, look at this. If this is a channel going up, 170 is probably going to be resistance. This might pull back now to start setting up a 5-minute flag. So about half of my position, I'm out here against these pivots. End up taking another 500 off of the double top on the 1-minute against 170. So far, decent trade. It starts to push back up after a 1-minute 8 tap. I've still got 2,000 shares. I take 500 more off on the break of 170 or up against 170. We get the break there. Now we're pushing that pre-market high of 176. These are shares that I kind of want to ride if it wants to really blow off here, but I'm watching volume. These were the biggest sticks on this push, and we haven't quite rivaled that yet. The 5 still looks great. Nice strong volume on the 5. We do reject off that pre-market high. And so that's more of a stuff looking candle there. It hasn't closed yet, but it's more of a stuff looking candle. Let's go back to where I was trading IMRA here. Started anticipating this SPRO 5-minute flag as well. Didn't get full ads there either. Okay, back on IMRA. Now I slapped another couple thousand shares here when it held this level. I was hoping that we'd come down here and maybe kind of get in this 160 area, but it didn't do it. People started buying, supporting this level, so I joined back with some. Now, see, this isn't exactly a textbook 5-minute flag, but you can see the ADMA catching up right here. If this thing wants to go, that ADMA is going to end up being a tap on that 5 right there because it pulls up with it, and we'd follow it up for the break. So that is a big enough pullback for a 5-minute flag, and you can see we got that ramping volume to kickstart the move. So that's why I added some back there, okay? Still really strong volume. This looks really nice right here, but you can see there's a fresh 5. There's lots of time here for this to monkey around if it wants to. Let's jump forward just a bit. Okay. Now I'm wanting to get back up to my 5,000 shares. I add some on the bid here at my average is 164. Thinking we already put in this level, thinking maybe we do like a higher low for this 1-minute flag. We got nice VPA on the 1 here. Still descending volume on the 5. Still early on the 5 though. So let's jump forward. So they hold that level. I don't get any fills. Now I'm watching this 170 wall right here, and I'm hovering over the buy button because I want to buy into that. Let me back up here just a second because this happens quickly. Okay. So there's a big wall, 170, kind of a flat top. I know it goes to 171, but it's kind of the significant level here on the 1 minute flag. So I want to be in with a little more size because this is a 5 minute setup. I want to be in for the breakout for new high a day, and we got a 1 minute setup here on good VPA. So now since my average is lower down here, I'm fine slapping a smaller amount of size to average up a little bit if I think that move is imminent. And so when this wall starts to chip, I slap as quick as I can. So I'm hovering over the buy button, 1,500 shares. Look, it's chipping there and I slap. Now I don't get filled until like 174 or something crazy, okay? Now immediately we push up to 175. Now watch how quickly this starts to unwind. I've still got my bids here at 164 too. I'm not even thinking about them because I'm thinking we're just going to break right out. But it starts to stuff. See that? And I'm already hitting my flatten button, and flatten is going to take off my position and my active orders because that is a stuff candle. I see the red on the tape. I see a big, I mean, we're almost down 10 cents from that high a day push. I mean, when you start to see this form, it is run for the doors. And you can see it flushes all the way down. Thank goodness I don't get filled on those extra shares at 164. I didn't get filled on my sell orders until 165. So I got out of this trade after all of that, after the successful 1 minute flag, and after trying to manage that position on the 5 minute flag. I made like $250, and that's better than a lot of people did on that if they were more aggressive than I was. But more to the point, this market, this is what I talked about on the stream this weekend. This market, you got to be buying on support levels only. You really got to be careful chasing those break levels, and these can go against you so fast. I want to actually go here and look at the IMRA chart. So that's that big flush right there that happened when I was trying to buy that little break and we got flushed out. Now, when I was going back and looking at this chart, every good setup almost failed on us at the level that it was good looking. So, you flush down right there. This kind of starts to recover. No setup here that I would play. Nothing on the 5 either. Starts to pull back up here, get a little bit of ramping volume. Now I get this nice sideways consolidation on the 1. What do we get again? A 170 break like it's going to break out and then flush. Imagine if you bought the breakout there at chased. Another red trade for you. Zombies back up again. This is a decent 1 minute flag here. The VPA is nice. You get the move out of it. But look how tiny this volume is. After 2 flushes, this isn't compelling to me. I'm, cautious at this point, but that does work. What do we get again? A 1 minute flag over resistance. It finally got over that level. Think you're in the clear longs? Nope. 1 minute flag, breakout, stuff. And then it zombies back up. Micro U pattern here. Zombies back up. Not a setup. You could consider this a 5 minute flag, but that is ugly to me. Yet again, a little curl stuff. Zombie curl again. Off the 8. I mean, it holds, but it's not pretty. Another high a day. Stuff. It just becomes the personality of this thing. Another high a day. Stuff. Not high a day, but flag break. Stuff. Really choppy the rest of the day. This is what we like to call the headache name. Once I recognize something as a headache name, if I'm not buying steep dips to strong support and demand areas, then I just stay away from it for that very reason. So I thought it was fitting to do a little video on this and just kind of show the reason why I've been really focusing on just buying those support levels and being really protective of my positions, and only scarcely buying into those break levels. So hopefully we get some better action the rest of this week, but this is what has got me playing defensive. I am ready to hit the gas when I see that real momentum come back and we start to see follow through, but this is proving that we still don't have it.